back. In a couple of Facebook groups, I asked you guys to ask me questions about moving back and stuff, and y'all came through. Like, combined together, I had over 100 responses, and so I already tried to do this video once, and it was almost 20 minutes long. So I ended up breaking down the questions and putting them in different categories because I am trying to keep my videos at 10 minutes or shorter. So if I don't get to your video today, to your question today, I'm sorry. Please don't be mad. I promise I will try my best to get the next video out to you as soon as I can, okay? But let's get started. So the first category is before the move. How long were you in the US when you decided to leave? I lived 21 years there, 10 years in California and 11 in North Carolina. ¿Te fuiste con mucho dinero ahorrado? No lo suficiente. Me hubiera gustado ahorrar un poquito más dinero de lo que me traje, porque con lo que me traje me lo gasté en los primeros 2-3 meses. What did you do to prepare after making the decision to leave? Honestly, not enough. I did save as much money as I could, not as much as I wish I could have. I looked into the jobs in the area, the neighborhood I was gonna move into, but like I think the biggest thing that I did, the most important maybe, I made sure to leave someone with power of attorney over me so they could help me do any like legal things I might need help to get done. Like, because I came in June of last year, I still worked, from January to June of last year. So this year I still had to do my taxes, and the person that has power of attorney over me, she did them for me. She's also helped me with other things like bank accounts and stuff. So leave someone with power of attorney because they're gonna come in clutch, trust me. Did you leave alone? Yes, I did. Kind of scary. I flew from North Carolina to Mexico City, and in Mexico City airport I stayed there for 5 hours, and then I came to San Luis. So yeah, I did. It was no, not the first time I flew, but it was kind of scary. Do you have any kids? No, not yet. I always wonder if, after obtaining my bachelor's degree in hospitality, if it would be valid back in Mexico and have an opportunity to land a decent job and make a decent living. I get frightening thoughts when I think of that. Yes. Your degree would definitely be valid, but you have to get it apostillado. So little parentheses, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I just learned about this not too long ago, so I'm still doing research on it. So if I say something incorrect or if you know more about it, please let me know. Please feel free to correct me because, like I said, I'm still doing some research on it. But to get it apostillado, it basically means to get it kind of like internationally notarized. And you have to get it done with the Secretary of State. So it differs a little bit from state to state. And since I'm from North Carolina, I kind of know how it's done. So again, if I say anything incorrect, please correct me. But in North Carolina, from what I know, you have to get it notarized by a public North Carolina notary. And then you have to send in the documents to the Secretary of State along with payment. And in North Carolina, it's $10 per document. So let's say I get my transcript and my degree notarized, apostillado. That would be 4 documents in total, so it'd be $40. And then after you mail it, the Secretary of State will get it apostillado and then sent back to you. So it's pretty simple unless, excuse me, unless you're like me and you learn about it once you're here. So I kind of have to depend on the amazing, beautiful person that has power of attorney over me to help me get this done. So, get this done, and yes, your degree will definitely be valid. And with your English, you will definitely get a decent job. Were people friendly knowing you were returning there? So I wasn't quite sure what you meant with this question, so I'm answering it in this video and in another one. And in this video, I'm going to answer it from the perspective of, were people friendly back home when I told them that I was coming here? For the most part, yeah. I had a couple selfish friends that weren't, but just kidding, I love all my friends. But for the most part, yeah. I had a couple negative Nancy's that were like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, you're gonna regret it, you're gonna get all depressed. So it was a couple negative Nancy's that I just had to kind of ignore. My family was pretty supportive, and if they weren't, they kept it to themselves, and I'm very glad that they did. Do you have family back home, and did you live with them before trying to find a job, rent, buy a home, etc.? I do have extended family. They live in different states, but no, I came straight to San Luis. And the last question I have is, what kind of things did you prepare for, and what weren't you prepared for? So there's lots of things, but I think I'm only going to talk about a couple. Um, the things that I was prepared for, I left someone with power of attorney that has really come in clutch because she's helped me do a couple things already. I looked into where I was moving. I looked into the jobs. For me, I did bring a lot of my stuff. Um, but I mailed it. I forgot what the company back home is called, but here in Mexico it's called an estafeta. I wouldn't recommend using FedEx or UPS because they're very, very expensive. Or if you know a viajero, even better because they're more affordable. But I sent most of my things in a couple boxes, like 2-3 weeks before my flight to Mexico, and it arrived like 2 or 3 weeks after I arrived. So I sent it before, and then I had time to like adjust a little bit, a tiny bit, and then the rest of my stuff came. And then even after I got here, like a couple months, I got some more stuff sent over to me. So I did prepare in that aspect. And like I said, I did save some money. I did mentally prepare to get sad at one point or another, like sad in the meaning of missing home, missing my family, missing friends and stuff. But I didn't expect it to hit me as hard as it did because my nieces and nephews mean the world to me. And one of my nieces in November had her quinceañera. And I was getting, Snapchats and video. I was on FaceTime with one of my friends that attended. And it really, really bummed me out to not be a part of it because with my older niece, I was as involved as I could be in her quinceañera. I even, was the one that changed her flats into her zapatillas. So not being involved in my other niece's quinceañera in November really, really hit hard. Like, I was just crying. I was just in tears all the time. Like, it sucked. And then the holidays came by, and it was the first time that I was away from my immediate family for the holidays. So it was just a lot going on. So I did kind of mentally prepare for it, but didn't I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did. And then the second thing was, in Mexico, you have this thing called Moctezuma's Revenge, which is basically when foreigners come, they eat the food, and you end up getting sick. Like, you end up getting diarrhea or vomiting. You end up getting dehydrated because of it. I was cautious when I got here, like where I was eating and stuff like that, and it didn't hit me. At least not right away. The first few months I was fine. It did hit my husband, so I was kind of like making fun of him. But then in towards the end of October, boy, did it hit me. I ended up getting typhoid fever, ended up being in the hospital. Typhoid fever basically was a fever of 102 that lasted over 24 hours, and it was caused by something that I ate. So it just sucked. Like, my body hurts. I had diarrhea at the same time. So I was mentally prepared for it, but I didn't think it was gonna hit me as hard as it did. I do wish I would have looked into more, like I said, my degree stuff. I wish I would have known that when I was home, when I was still over there, so I could have gotten it done. I wish I would have looked into like how government offices work and stuff, because when I went to go get my INE, which is basically the ID that is valid here, the lady was arguing with me saying, necesitas una identificación mexicana. And I was showing her my Mexican passport that I got in the consulado mexicano, and she was like, no, esto no es válido, no es una identificación 100% mexicana. So it was just a struggle with things like that. But yeah, that's it for right now. I promise I will get my next video up as soon as I can. Please keep on asking me questions if you have any. Share this video with anyone you think it might help out. Subscribe if you already haven't. For those that have already, thank you so much. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, bye.